I can't even say it's a good morning, man, but it's a good morning because I woke up. It's a good morning because a lot of us woke up this morning, but it's not a good morning for those who may have a family member who didn't wake up this morning. For those who may have woke up and thought about a loved one who's not here anymore. And I'm at the point now where there's a lot of people who aren't waking up today, and we need to kind of remember those people and remember the family members of those who didn't wake up this morning. I got bad news again. Last night, I was in a recording session last night with some great people, the Carters, man. They are a great husband and wife team who came up with this movement called Not Reaching. So we did an interview, and they kind of talked about their movement. They also gave me a T-shirt. That's their movement, Not Reaching. They came up with this little pouch that allows you to put your driver credentials in the pouch, and it attaches to your your air vent. It clips onto your air vent, and that way when the police pull you over, you can leave one hand on the wheel and use the other hand to just grab the pouch and just hand it right out the window to the officer. So I think it was a great movement. So I interviewed them so we can kind of get them out there. And also just I got home and went on Facebook real quick before I went to sleep just to check to see what was going on, and got bad news that another fellow Ballou Knight is not here today. My man P was cool as shit, man. I mean, I can remember times talking to P, and he always had, good shit to say about me. I always had a lot of respect for him, and I think the respect was vice versa. He was one of them dudes that just naturally knew how to play basketball. I mean, he could just flat out dribble that ball, man, and fuck you up on the court. And, again, we all go through our ups and downs, man. We all go through our trials and our tribulations where, we might do something and then we may get, might have to do a mandatory vacation, and, we might go through some stuff where, we don't really realize how impactful it is to others. And it's funny to me how sorry. It's funny to me how impactful things are until you kind of hear or see that people aren't here anymore. I mean, we just buried another alumni from Ballou, TonyRay, not even a month ago. And here it is now, we got another homie that's gone, man. And I don't really know how to express it. I can tell you that it's fucking with me a little bit because these are guys who I graduated with. These are guys that I walked down the hallway with. These are guys that were a part of my high school experience, you know what I'm saying? And I have a big high school experience coming from Roosevelt and Ballou. And so I have a wide range of experience in high school. And, TonyRay, rest in peace. And, my man P, rest in peace. I mean, they were both a part of my high school experience, you know what I mean? These was dudes that, when we saw each other, we always showed love and always had mutual respect for each other. And again, when I met P, it was off of Livingston Road, and I can't remember exactly what I was doing on Livingston Road. I think I was going to see Raul, and he was on the court, and he was dribbling, and my man could really dribble. I mean, this was after school, and so like I say, when I always saw him, man, we always shared pleasantries, and always was positive towards one another. So there was no ill will between him and I feel like there was really no ill will between anybody that I've ever encountered in high school or in life in general, because I'm just not that type of dude. I'm not that type of dude that just have, any ill will towards anybody. But I just feel like this morning it's a little gloomy, and, it's just making me think about the people who aren't waking up today. I mean, I even have my man, his stepfather, just lost his sister Monday night. You know what I'm saying? And, it's difficult, man. I mean, it's difficult to lose a loved one. It's difficult to see loved ones hurting. It's difficult to see loved ones in pain. And it's even more difficult to see them not here. And I just wanted to come on here this morning and just, remind everybody that we got to be mindful and we got to be grateful that we're here. And we got to, at least, at bare minimum, acknowledge those who aren't here and acknowledge the fact that there's a possibility that we are not going to possibly be here every day, and that there's a chance that we might not wake up. So we got to try to be, better so that way we can leave a mark on other people. I always tell people, that your character lives on when you're gone. You know what I mean? People remember you for who you were, whether you were funny, whether you were brave, whether you were upstanding, whether you were trustworthy, whatever it is, that's a part of your character, and people remember that. And what I remember about P is, he was just always a cool individual, always, positive. I used to tell him stuff that I was trying to do and things that I was doing, and he always was like, man, do that shit, Cam, do that shit, and it's just hard when, you go on Facebook just to check, just to see what just to see what's going on, and you see, certain things on your timeline, then you go in people's inbox and be like, man, what's going on? And they kind of give you some insight on what's going on because they're close to that individual. And they tell you what's going on, and you just like, damn, man. And I mean, to be in my 40s now and to see homies around me that's dying, it's eye-opening for me. Whether we drink, whether we smoke, whether we, whatever we do, whatever our vice is, we got to kind of look at that and see if it's, in our best interest health-wise. I mean, because there's a lot of shit that's already going on that's in the food. There's a lot of shit that's already going on day to day that doesn't allow us to work out, doesn't allow us to do certain things that we probably would want to do on a day-to-day basis. But we got to kind of look at what we're doing and putting in our bodies to see, if it's really necessary. Is that high necessary? Is that drink necessary? And I mean, it's just sad to hear another homie, a Ballou Knight that's gone, within our class that we graduated, and it just hurt a little bit, man. I mean, of course, people always tell me, people die. That's what happens. I mean, that's true, but it just makes me think a little bit more about, the life that we live in, and just the day in and day out stuff that we go through, and how we should just, kind of take care of each other and tell each other that we care about each other while we here now. I mean, we don't see each other, as often as we could be face to face. I mean, social media is a good medium to kind of see what people are doing and kind of, staying up to date on people, but it's always good to see people face to face. And so when I always hear people talking about having, class reunions and things of that nature, if I can make it, I'll try to be there. But if not, I try to put as much as I can on social media just to let people know what I'm doing and that I'm out here and that I'm okay and that my family's okay. My grandmother isn't, in the best health, but she's still kicking like chicken, man, and we gonna be right there with her until her last day. So I mean, life happens, and it happens so fast now, it's so rapidly. I mean, I don't like to necessarily talk about the deaths that happen, when it's violent, or when it's something, has something to do with some sort of criminal activity. But when it comes to a loved one who has died, based off, some type of medical concern or something that they may have done to themselves, to their own body, it's concerning, man. I mean, because we gotta be mindful of the things that we put in our system, and we gotta be mindful of the things that we do, man. I mean, for me, I'm a father of 2 daughters. My brother, he's a father. of 2 daughters. My man L, he has a baby girl. His daughter is getting ready to have another baby. So, I mean, you know, it's just, I mean, when you a father, my man Hood, you know, his kids, T-Man, you know, Cool Papa, you know, I mean, it's all of us, you know, have kids. And, I mean, we got to be mindful of what we doing. We got to be mindful. We're the parent now. We're not the child anymore. We are the parent. So we have to be mindful of what we're doing and what we're putting into our bodies and what we're feeding to our kids, man. So, you know, I'm just here this morning to just remind everybody, man, that somebody did not wake up this morning. There is a family member who's dealing with that, right? And we got to be mindful that we're not always going to be here every day, and God has his plan, and we cannot question his plan. We got to kind of just live the best way we can, you know, trying to take care of one another, trying to speak positivity into one another, and just telling everybody, you know, how we feel, you know, before we not here. You know, like I say, P was, you know, always cool with me. I mean, when I heard the news last night, I think it was shocking because I was not necessarily ready to see his picture and then see RIP beside it. I just wasn't ready because, you know, P was an active young man and he was cool as fuck with me. I mean, for real. Like, whenever I saw P, we always had good conversations, man. We always had good talks, man. And, you know, it's just, you know, it's hard to hear, you know, that another homie from around the way is gone, man. I mean, it just is. I mean, I know, again, you know, we live today and die tomorrow. That's the same, but it's just a little rough when you walk down the hallway with this man, when you took a class with this man, when you know, played spades in the cafeteria, you know, with this man, had jokes with this man, you know, been to a couple parties with this man, you know, shared a couple drinks with him, shared laughter with him, you know, and it's just rough when you do not, when you know for a fact that you're not going to be able to see him no more. So, again, man, just want to reiterate, man, it's somebody who didn't wake up this morning, and it's somebody who's a family member or a friend who's dealing with that loss, and we got to be mindful, you know, that, you know, all of us will have our day, but while we are here still living, we got to try to be as better to ourselves as we can, you know, trying to exercise, eat right, you know, watch our diet, and just watch what we put into our system, man. I mean, we have to pay attention to what we are putting in our system, and when our body is talking to us, we have to listen. We have to listen. I hear people tell me all the time, oh, you still look the same that you looked when you was back in the day in junior high school and high school, and I know that's false, but I get what they saying. I get that they saying that I still look okay, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I don't look the same because I'm damn sure not the same amount of weight, and my knees and my arms and my back don't feel the way it felt when I was in junior high school or high school, so I get it. But at the end of the day, I try to do my push-ups, I try to do my bend and reaches, I try to drink my lemon water, I try to get me some apple cider vinegar up in my system, I try to, you know, drink my smoothies with my vitamins and my veggies and my proteins, and, you know, I'm trying to do a little bit better than I used to do back in the day. And, you know, that's why I say my motto is be better than you were yesterday, because it's simple. You know, if you can do something that's going to help you be better than you were the day before, why not try to do that? And so, again, you know, just rest in peace to anybody who has lost a loved one that's watching. I send my condolences out to give you strength, man. I'm praying that we, you know, continue to just, you know, keep ourselves up, man, and try to, you know, enjoy the world. You know, I see people traveling. I see people in Miami, in Florida, and, you know, people going to Paris, and, you know, people just enjoying life, and that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. And when you got the opportunity to take your kids, definitely take your kids so they can enjoy some of that too. And I know, you know, as, you know, time comes, I'm going to be taking Gianna to some places. We've been hitting the States kind of hard, but I think it's time for us to kind of, you know, go abroad and take a overseas trip. I mean, I know she's 5, but I'm trying to wait till she get to when she, like, you know, kind of like maybe 7, 8, so I can kind of take her out the country with me so she can really see a real beach. I mean, she's seen beaches locally, but I want her to see a real beach and be able to, put that in her head and remember that, because this little girl remembers everything. And so that's why I try to be mindful of what I say around her, what I do around her, and what I put in my own body, because I want to be around for her for a long time. And it's like now, my man P, his family is going to mourn him, like we mourning, TonyRay, man. TonyRay was somebody, again, who, I played spades with. I went to school with. I walked the halls with him. I took class with him. So it's kind of, close to home in regards to that, because, we all went to the same high school and we all did, some of the same things. And, it's just a little touchy-feely, man, when it's a homie from around the way, and y'all have definitely had a good relationship, in life in general. So, again, I just wanted to say good morning to everybody. Just wanted to let y'all know that, you can be better than you were yesterday. You can watch your diet. You can put better stuff in your system. You can go to the doctor and get checked. But ultimately, when God is ready for you, he calls you home, man. And I think that with that being said, we got to try to, do all that we can to be as best as we can every day. And I mean, I'm talking about supporting each other, speaking to each other when we see each other in the street. If we know a brother or a sister has a business, let's promote it, get their business cards, and promote it, and be somebody who is going to spend money with them. You know what I mean? We hear all of this, stuff about Jamil Hill and the HBCUs and the Treaty of 1866 and reparations and just all this stuff, all this history, man. And I mean, it just comes down to the fact that we gotta care about each other, and we gotta support each other. Period. Point blank. I mean, enough is enough, man. We've been through too many years where us as black people do not support each other like other races. We don't support each other like Koreans. We don't support each other like Mexicans, our counterparts. They are the minority as well. We don't take care of each other like white people do. I mean, we just don't take care of each other like we should, and we should, man. We have the capability, we have the knowledge, and we have the mindset to take care of each other, so we should do that. We should take care of each other, love on each other, and when we see each other, speak, talk, find out what's going on. There's a lot going on, and sometimes you don't really know what a person is dealing with unless you talk to them. And I mean, again, I was, came out of my recording session last night and went on Facebook to see that another fellow Knight is not waking up with us today, man. And so it hurt me a little bit. And if I can, I'll snatch P's picture with a few people that's posting it, and I'll put it on my page so you guys can know, who I'm talking about. And if you already know who I'm talking, I mean, if you went to Ballou and you know P, man, you already know who I'm talking about. So I just wanted to say rest in peace to P. I wanted to send condolences out to his family and all of the friends who love and supported him, and just telling y'all, man, if you got a friend or a family member that's sick or ill, love on them. If you got a friend or a family member who going through something, love on them. If you got a family or friend you ain't talked to in a couple months, couple weeks, couple days, call them up and see how they doing today, man, because it's somebody who didn't wake up today, man, for real. So again, man, just wanted to tell y'all that, man, and hope that y'all take care of yourself today, man. Rest in peace, P, man. Y'all be easy.